stinks.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts with breaking news.
That breaking news this morning. One person is in the hospital this morning after an overnight cutting. Police were called to the area of 48th and Krug just after 3 a.m. They tell us the victim's injuries are not considered to be life-threatening.
Also breaking this morning, a police chase ends at a home here in the metro. This was the scene near 36th Avenue and O Street around 2 o'clock this morning. Police told our photographer there on the scene one suspect was taken into custody. It's still unclear where and why that chase started, so we're going to update you on air and online on both of these breaking stories when we learn more information.
In the meantime, good to have you with us on this Thursday morning, getting closer to Friday. I'm Erin Hartley.
And I'm Cerise Cole, meteorologist Jared Lancer, senior chief meteorologist Rusty Lord. We have had wonderful weather. We're in for great weather today. But with the spring weather comes the risk of storms. That's why tomorrow is the First Alert 6 weather day.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs in the forecast, and they're trying to produce storms with a little more energy in our area. I thought we'd get some storms Friday, but now it looks like they got a few more of the ingredients they need to possibly be a little rowdier. So let's talk about it here. The best window for these storms on Friday, 2 to 5 p.m. And it's probably a shorter window than that for the Omaha area, but this is for the entire viewing area from south to north as they move through. Storms could have strong winds being the main threat as they race through, but a brief tornado possible and some hail as well are also in play. But even outside of the storms, I think winds could gust as high as 50 miles per hour, especially on the Iowa side for viewers there. So let's talk about the threats here. Tornadoes on the low end, but still not impossible. I'm looking at the wind gusts being the biggest issue. Again, just from the storms themselves, they could gust to 75. And I'm not talking that's going to be the case for everybody. It's the isolated storms that are the strongest within this, and the hail risk is there, but again, not as great as the wind threat. So here's the areas being monitored. 2 out of 5 on the scale here in the yellow shading. You get to the orange, you're at 3 out of 5. You can see how the greatest risk is still to the east. The windows 2 to 5. They'll be moving north-northeast here very quickly through the area. I think they can get almost entirely through in about a 3-hour window. So keep that in mind. Some very fast movers. So if you do have a warning, it'll be crucial to react quickly. You can see the greatest threat is going to be down to the southeast, where St. Louis down to Memphis is in the 4, and that threat just keeps growing. It could be a 2-day event too. That marches east heading into Saturday. Now, the wind gust forecast outside of any storms on Friday looks like this. By 9 o'clock, we'll be gusting to 35 miles per hour, could hit 50 miles per hour with some of the gusts in the afternoon on Friday. Again, those are outside of any thunderstorms, and the thunderstorms will try to accentuate that a little bit more. Now, let me show you what this looks like with the line moving in. There's 3 o'clock. There's the first of the storms down here near the Kansas border. And then watch how by 4 to 5, 2-hour window, they're already into the metro. But every single one, the eastern edge storms will probably have the most energy, and then they'll move north and weaken some. And you can see here by 6 o'clock, they're mostly out of the area, and probably even faster than that. These will be out of here, and then the evening's quiet. There's the line that erupts to the east, and that's where they'll really be going. You notice on the back edge of this, it does try to bring some rain in that'll swing through during the overnight hours. So that's the way it looks for Friday. Today, I haven't touched on it much because there's not a lot to worry about. You get 40 or so this morning. Up to 76 for the afternoon high with sunshine and a light south breeze. Enjoy it. Then there's your Friday forecast with 75 in play. And you notice the big temperature drop between Friday and Saturday.
Huge. Yeah.
On the back edge of that system.
All right. How is that going to play out in the next couple of days? Do we also get back up to the higher temperatures after that?
It does look like we will rebound pretty quickly after Saturday. There's a little bit of snow to worry about Saturday. I'm not overly concerned about it, but once we get the back edge of this storm out of here, yes, we will rebound very quickly. Here's how the back edge moves through. Friday night into Saturday morning, you can see how some of the rain that swings through does try to change to a little wet snow, but as it moves through, it fizzles out. So by 7 a.m., some northern counties here could be getting a little wet snow in the area. And then by into the afternoon on Saturday, that's out of the picture. We'll get some sunshine and an ability to melt. So if you're worried about snow at all, very little is expected. Less than a half an inch for most of our area. Maybe Norfolk and Northwest could get a little bit more out of this. So 75 Friday. 46 Saturday, Sunday the best day of the weekend up to 56, and then there you go for St. Patrick's Day, 74. So there you go. I just teed up a 3-day weekend for you there if you want to take St. Patrick's off. 52 on Wednesday with another rain to snow system still lurking out there.
Okay.
Nothing's changed much with it. We can't ignore it, and hopefully we don't get any big snows out of it, but it'll try to cool us down for Thursday.
Certainly. All right, Rusty, thank you. It's traffic now. You're watching the roads for us. There's an accident in my neck of the woods in Papillion.
Yeah, this has been here for about 20-25 minutes. Right in the area between 66th and 48th on Cornhusker is where we're looking at this crash being in place. So let's take a look at how things are shaping up. It's at the intersection with Eagle View Drive, if you're familiar with this part of the metro. So watch for any kind of impacts as you're heading through here. I haven't gotten any new information for a little bit. It's possible that we maybe have emergency crews on the scene. So as you're driving through this stretch, make sure you are using extra caution as you approach that area this morning. Otherwise, another one that I'm watching very closely, I-80 as you're going westbound. Look at what's happening here as you're trying to exit to 144th. You've got the exit ramp pretty much completely filled with cars at this point, and that's starting to back up onto the interstate proper. Here's a view of what's going on. So you can see the traffic approaching. I'm going to move over to this side so you can see the exit ramp, which has a lot of traffic on it. So people trying to take that exit are kind of bottlenecking back up onto the interstate. So if you're on the right-hand side, you're going to be encountering those vehicles. Best to stay left if you're going through on I-80 westbound right around 144th. Elsewhere, when we look at the metro, not too bad. We've got a couple of spots that are a little slow. Highway 275 as you're going through Council Bluffs with just a couple of delays here and there, kind of sprinkling a few of those in as well as you're going near some of the busiest intersections of the metro, 90th and Dodge, near 90th and Maple. But aside from those couple of places that I really highlighted, that's where we have the biggest issues. It's a mostly smooth drive. We'll keep an eye on how things are shaping up as we get more of that sunshine overhead. That's been an ongoing issue.
Sun glare.
Okay, sure, thanks. Well, an Omaha spree killer demands to be put to death. In a handwritten document, Nico Jenkins says he no longer wants to appeal his death sentence. Attorneys say it's not that simple, though. Now, because it's a death penalty case, the system has a built-in guardrail to make sure every appeal is exhausted. Also, Nebraska doesn't currently have a way to carry out an execution.
An update this morning in the investigation into the death of a Lincoln man who was missing for more than a year. Investigators recovered clothing, a cell phone, a key, and a watch belonging to Tyler Goodrich near the area his body was found over the weekend. Officials say they are treating the death as suspicious, but not a homicide, while they wait for autopsy results. A building steps away from our studio at 35th and Farnham is being demolished to make way for new housing.
It's actually the site of WOWT's old station, and it'll soon become an apartment complex. Now, the goal of this $45 million investment is to attract and retain more business and residents to the area. Jay Lund from Green Slate Principles says the streetcar was the driving force behind the project.
Retaining and attracting a young workforce is one of Omaha's biggest challenges. These businesses, these districts, and these types of projects are going to be what helps us win the talent war against our peer cities.
Green Slate says it will apply for a $5 million tax increment financing to help pay for the costs. That application is set to land on April Planning Board agenda.
A bill is trying to prevent cryptocurrency fraud in Nebraska is now law. With the signing, the Controllable Electronic Record Fraud Prevention Act is established. The act regulates cryptocurrency ATMs to protect seniors and others who could fall for crypto scams. No one voted against it. The bill will go into effect September 7th.
All right, over to the safety desk here with Maria Cade. Spring, it's just around the corner, but with spring also comes those pesky allergies. But you do have some tips for us from experts on how you can help lessen the impact.
I know. I feel like even if we aren't officially diagnosed, we all experience some sort of change in our health when that weather shifts. And allergists say if you are one of the millions of people who do suffer from those spring allergies, you're actually going to want to prepare now to prevent some of those symptoms before they could get out of control. So you can start using sprays now, and saline can actually help clear your nasal passages, and a steroid nasal spray can help to reduce inflammation too. But if sprays aren't for you, doctors say to start a long-acting antihistamine pill before your symptoms start, because once pollen is in the air, you're going to want to limit your time outdoors during that peak pollen time. Also practice good hygiene.
they're keeping you from sleeping, they're keeping you from, living your fullest quality of life, I think it's a great idea to talk to your doctor, whether your primary care doctor or allergist, to look for next steps to help you make you feel better.
Now, the CDC says you can change clothes after being outdoors. Make sure you're not getting too much of that into your house. Also, keep your windows closed and make sure you're using high efficiency air filters in your home to try and get some of that out as much as you can, at least.
I think I've always just been blessed. I really don't suffer, do you?
A little bit,
really?
Yes. When the temperatures change, especially, I'll start to feel it. So hopefully not too bad this year.
Okay. I know lots of people do.
Yep.
All right. You also have some good information on a new study done by researchers linking fatigue and abnormal bleeding for women transitioning into menopause.
Yeah, definitely a really important and sometimes not talked about enough topic. So according to this new study by the journal Menopause, about 33% of premenopausal and perimenopausal women experience heavy or prolonged bleeding. And they say that people who have experienced 3 or more episodes of this within a 6-month period, they are more likely to feel fatigued. So the study also found that women who experienced at least 3 episodes of heavy menstrual bleeding in 6 months were 62% more likely to feel tired. They were also found to be 44% more likely to feel worn out. Now, the study also shared that these results could be because of an iron deficiency because of all of that excessive blood loss.
All right, Mary Kate, some good information. Thank you. All right, we're back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. We have really had a wonderful stretch of weather, and we get another nice day ahead.
Yesterday was beautiful.
It was.
Lack of wind. It was great. So take everything about yesterday, add about 5 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
Sound good?
I love it.
All right, I'll just end there. Is that cool?
You can drop the mic. But
All right, we'll keep going. 30s out there this morning. We'll go to about 76 for the afternoon high today. A lot to look forward to. Abundant sunshine, just a touch more of a south breeze, but not going to make much of a difference. It's tomorrow where the winds really crank up in advance of this First Alert 6 weather day. Yeah, we made it that because every day we get a little closer to this, the odds of a stronger storm look a little bit better. A little more energy trying to wrap into this system on the north edge of it. We're on the very northwest edge of what could be a busy day of severe weather. Look at how this extends down to the southeast. St. Louis, let me move the map a little bit here, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty busy day even farther south, all the way down through Memphis and down into parts of Mississippi. So a busy, busy day of severe weather tomorrow that we're kind of on the north edge of, which I'm okay with. We don't need to dive into it head first here. Just the wind gusts will probably be the biggest issue. 75 mile per hour gusts from some of the storms, maybe 2 or 3 storms trying to get a little stronger. Outside of the storms, though, wind gusts to 50 miles per hour are in play. Small risk of a tornado, can't rule it out completely. The hail potential's there as well, but I think it's mostly wind. Look at how the gusts will already be trying to hit 50 miles per hour in the afternoon, and then the storms will try to accentuate those even more as they move through in that same window. So by the middle of the afternoon, we'll have to be paying attention to this pretty closely. Notice down to the south here, the storms try to fire right along the Kansas border. The question is, will there be enough moisture around? Will there be that humid feel in the air to feed these storms? And I think there's going to be just enough, especially as you get into Iowa, as these fan north. Notice by 5, still a couple here. They'll just keep moving north and out very quickly. So that was a pretty short window. It'll be even shorter for them moving through your specific area, but for the entire area, we're going 2 to 5 in the afternoon for that, and then we'll try to wrap in some more rain during the course of the day on Friday. or course of the night, Friday night. Some of that swings through then still into Saturday morning. You can see here still some spotty showers changing to light wet snow by 5 in the morning. That really fizzles and struggles to hang on by 7, and then it's moving out. So I'm not overly concerned about any snow throughout. Whatever falls will melt off pretty quickly on Saturday. So that's what we're looking forward to with that. Getting out of here pretty quickly. You can see a little bit of light snow in our western counties. That's about it. And then that one's done. But a lot of ups and downs. 70s, 70s, 40s, 50s, and then back to 70s for St. Patrick's Day. So it looks like a pretty good start to next week. And even Sunday, best day of the weekend there. 50s and sunshine. Feels pretty good this time of year.
All kinds of numbers thrown in there. 4s, 5s, 7s. Now, does it start to even out beyond Monday?
I'd like to say yes, but unfortunately, the normal spring stuff just keeps going. So you got to really pay attention. I think another system next week tries to shave into our warmth a bit, bring another snow chance Wednesday, drop us down for Thursday, and then we try to rebound again into the following weekend. So could be a bit of an up and down week next week as well. Just don't have that normal, tranquil pattern. Don't get those too often in spring. This is kind of indicative of what we get. A wide range of temperatures, big swings. You got to wait till summer before things kind of even out a little bit more, unfortunately.
But Mother Nature, the first day of spring, the lowest temperature.
That's the way it's looking.
That's the way it's looking.
Timing's not everything.
It's really not. All right, let's get to traffic now. I-80 has been kind of weird. These periodic slowdowns that have been happening throughout the morning.
Yeah, it's right about 144th. You're trying to take that exit. That's where you're running into the problems at times. It's not consistent. So as we look at it right now, it's the camera that's in the bottom left corner, and you can see that it's not too bad at the moment with people who are trying to take that exit or getting onto that without too much of a problem. That means I-80's moving along pretty well as well without that kind of chain reaction taking place. But we'll keep an eye on it because we have had that far right-hand lane end up getting bottled up at times. Picking up traffic elsewhere, but moving along pretty well. I'm going to be watching some of these areas around 144th in Dodge, 156th in Dodge as we get more of this sunshine overhead as we get a little bit deeper into the commute. See if we start getting backups there. There's the situation on I-80. You can see it's improved greatly from last time we checked in, but I'll keep an eye on it to see if we do start seeing that become an issue. Still watching that crash area in Papillion as well. This is Eagle View and Cornhusker, about halfway between 66th and 48th, where you want to watch for maybe a scene that's still ongoing as a result of that crash. JFK a little slow as you're approaching I-80, and then of course the litany of different construction projects causing some mishaps of where you have to try to merge and go into different lanes. That's pretty much the case throughout much of the metro. We've always got the full rundown on those on our traffic blog, which is on our website. Check out for that. But in general, we're off to a fairly smooth start to the drive.
All right, we won't complain about that at all, Jared. Thank you. Well, OPPD wants to change the process for responding to certain natural disasters.
If passed, LB 564 would allow utilities like OPPD to bypass county authorities and go straight to the governor to request an emergency declaration. OPPD says it would quicken the process of getting supplies, equipment, and other state resources.
OPPD will continue to support the counties we serve by communicating relative emergency information to the respective parties. Unfortunately, extreme weather and its impacts of the utilities and the power structure and generation has become more frequent, and we need to improve the process on how we address them.
Opponents believe it would actually lead to more confusion while responding to natural disasters. It has to get out of committee before senators debate it on the floor. Well, putting a bow on a 50-year career and a job nicely done.
Here, longtime First Alert 6 anchor John Nicely's farewell when First Alert 6 streaming returns.
All right, welcome back. Well, most, if not all of us, have had a pizza delivered to the front door. Well, now, down in Florida, this pizza delivery came with quite the twist. Take a listen.
There's an alligator right under your car.
Oh my God!
Get in the house!
Where's my pizza?
I'll take it to the back door.
Holy
Florida, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no shocker there. As you can see, right there, there's an alligator stopping that pizza delivery in the tracks. That woman still wants her pizza, though. A Florida police officer warned the pizza worker there was an alligator in the front of the house, but she didn't get the message and came to the door to pick up her food. And there she is. She's getting it. Local police say the trappers relocated the gator away from that neighborhood.
She still had the man bring her the pizza with an alligator right there.
I swear, people in Florida, they're used to that.
I guess.
Not for me.
Not for me either. Okay, later for the pizza and the alligator. Well, last night was a very special one here for us here on First Alert 6.
Yeah, all day long we celebrated John Nicely for his long and storied career. Even he got his own day, as Omaha Mayor Gene Stothert declared yesterday to be John Nicely Day. And Governor Jim Pillen made Nicely an admiral in the great Navy of the state of Nebraska. And John has family scattered across the country, and some joined him in his final send-off. Here's a look if you missed it last night.
And thank you, Channel 6, for everything you've done for me. It's just over the top good.
Really?
All of this celebration. Thank you. And nicely done.
We thank him, right? 50 years of service and incredible, just being an incredible journalist. So 50 years in the broadcasting career, 40 of those right here at First Alert 6. Here is a look at some of the anchors John has gotten to work with over the years. John, from the First Alert 6 team to you, there's Tracy Madden.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Yeah.
All right.
And he also got some shout-outs on the national scale from Lester Holt and Savannah Guthrie, which is like a huge deal.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets that.
We had such a good time celebrating him yesterday. I mean, wasn't it just nice? And he deserved every moment.
I got a text. Were the kids showing up a surprise or not? I wonder if he was caught off guard by that. I don't know the answer to that one.
And if you didn't see what his children had to say about him, please go online, because to me, that's everything to what your kids have to say about you. So worth checking out. All right, everybody, we're out of time. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get ready for our update into today's show. You can watch it here or over the air.
Have a good start to your Thursday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Thursday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. Let's get an update on traffic on this Thursday morning with Jarrett.
And a new crash to tell you about. This is at 50th and Northwest Radial. The word is there may be a pedestrian that was hit with this one, so watch this area. It might be a good idea to try to avoid this if you're going to be driving in this area. Again, that's 50th and Northwest Radial with that new crash that just came in. Also watching another crash that happened a little while ago. You're seeing some delays showing up on Cornhusker. This is at Eagle View Drive between 48th and 66th, about halfway in between. So be prepared for some delays possible as you're heading through that area this morning. Rusty.
Thanks, Jared. A little on the cool side now. We've seen temperatures fall off into the 30s in most spots, couple of 40s, even a lone 27 in Louisville as of right now. So it varies a little bit with the light wind. The winds won't be much of an issue today, but they will be a little bit stronger than yesterday. Could get up near 20 miles per hour out of the south. That's by the end of the day, though. A lot of good parts of the day to enjoy as we warm from 45 at 9 to 64 at noon, 74 by 3 o'clock. Most of the afternoon is going to be in the 70s, folks. Find a way to enjoy this one. Abundant sunshine We do get into the 70s tomorrow, but we got this as well. First Alert 6 weather day because of the severe threat that picks up. Short window, 2 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Those 3 hours, pay attention. I think a couple of storms could strengthen. We're not talking a big outbreak, but that's the window. Storms could have some wind and maybe even a brief tornado or two from one of these. Very windy otherwise, even outside of storms, the way it looks tomorrow. Aaron?
Well, breaking news this morning, one person is in the hospital after a cutting. Police were called to the area of 48th and Krug just after 3 this morning. Officers told our photographer at the scene they are still searching for a suspect. The victim's injuries are not considered to be life-threatening.
Well, it is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.